Hello and welcome back to Chrissy Love. I'm Chrissy and it's so great to have you here. Today is the culmination of 2 months of hard work because this is part 1 of a declutter / full collection video series. I can't just let go of perfumes willy-nilly. I've been collecting perfumes for the last year and of course getting rid of perfumes that were really outside of my interest, not a fit at all, no problem at all. But there are a lot of perfumes I've been kind of carrying around like dead weight, extra baggage because they had great reviews. Other people loved them. I assumed I should be loving them even if I wasn't. I loved the bottles. I liked the concept of them. Or I thought maybe someday a future me will want to smell like this. And of course, that future never comes. We all know this, right? We love it or we don't. And sometimes you grow and it takes years, of course, and you start to like different perfumes. But in the immediate future, there are some perfumes that I'm probably just not going to be growing into very quickly, at least. So I have taken a very unique approach to this declutter. I have given each perfume its day in court. I've worn it for a full day. And by the end of the day, it had to meet 5 requirements. 1, after wearing it for a full day, would I wear it again the next day? Am I craving it? Do I love it? Do I want to keep wearing it? Number 2, do I love it as much as my control perfume? So I take a perfume that I know I'm completely in love with, no questions asked, and I smell them side by side and say, do I still love this perfume? Does it still stand up to that test? Number 3, do I own anything else like it? Not just a dupe, but I'm talking, does it fill the same requirements as another perfume? As in, I'd wear it on a special, specific date night, or I'd wear it to the beach, something like that. Does it fill a similar need? Number 4, do the Marie Kondo test. Does it bring me joy? When I look at it, when I smell it, when it's on my skin, when it's all around me, am I feeling like it's me, like I'm joyful, like I'm present, like I feel full when I am wearing this perfume? And lastly, does it have great performance? Because I love to really smell a cloud of my perfume around me. And if I don't, I find that very dissatisfying and disheartening and don't really enjoy the perfume as much. I will overspray, but I don't love having to overspray like every hour. So if it met those requirements, then it stayed in the collection. If it did not, then it was an out. And I was surprised actually at how many perfumes I was really able to let go of. And for many reasons, it was because though everyone else seems to love it, like on the YouTube community or on Facebook, it didn't feel like me. And so there were a lot of perfumes I was surprised that I was so able to let go of. So I started off with 61 full bottles. Now, that does not account for the mini sizes and the travel sizes and the mini sprays. I will show you which of those I decluttered, but that's not really in my count. So I started off with 61 full-size bottles, and I got down to 26. Guys, I'm letting go of more than half of my collection. So here in this video today, I'm going to show you 35 full-size bottle perfumes, plus a few others, of course, the minis and the travel sprays that I am letting go of. And I'm going to be listing them on Mercari. I'm going to be giving them away to friends. My mom has already claimed a few of those, FYI. So that's what I'm doing with them. Whenever I drop this video, they may or may not still be available on Mercari, but I will still link to that page because I will probably be consistently posting to it as I just continue my collection curation journey. So grab something to sip on because we're going to be here for a while. If you're anything like me, though, you love a good, gorgeous, long declutter. It feels like you're decluttering your own collection to a certain extent. I think it feels good to watch people let go of things. It certainly feels good to let go of things. And if nothing else, I hope it inspires you to look at your collection a little bit differently. So let's jump right in. I'm just going to go rapid fire here so that you're not sitting here for too long, hopefully. And the first one that really surprised me in letting go of is YSL's Black Opium Eau de Parfum. And the reason why is because this has a really intense, deep coffee scent. It's very sweet, People have given me lots of compliments when I've been wearing it, which has been one of the reasons I found it so hard to let go of at first. But after sitting with it with a whole day on my skin and just really roasting in it, it's just too much. It's just too deep. It kind of gets on my nerves. That coffee is just a little bit too intense for me. So yes, I'm going to have to very sadly let go of Black Opium. The next one I have here was also a surprise, which is the Prada Low. And I thought I would love this one because it does have the caramel notes that Prada has, but something about it on my skin, it doesn't turn into that sweet deliciousness. It smells almost like a floral, bright, freshy. On my mom's skin though, she's gonna take this one. It does smell more sweet on her, so I do think it's my skin and not the perfume. But yes, not enough sweetness, so Prada Low has to go. Then we have Juicy Couture Gold Couture. And this is one that I posted a video about saying that Jeremy Fragrance talked a lot about. A lot of people besides him talked about it and said it was just decadent and delicious and that, you know, men love it. And out of the bottle, I do agree. But on my skin, it has very poor performance. And I think I'm slightly anosmic to it because I just don't get that full bounty of sweetness from it that I get when I just sniff right out of the bottle. So it's just not quite satisfying enough for me. So Gold Couture has got to go. And then I have here Miami Glow by JLo, and it is an eau de toilette concentration. And this is one that's been given a lot of hype because it does smell very bright, passion fruit, tropical, and it is all those things and it is delicious. But the performance is really an eau de toilette. And I just can't be bringing this around with me all day. So yes, it smells great, but it's just not the performance that I need. So that's going. I have here Bath & Body Works White Cherry Blossom, which is an eau de toilette. And this is one that was nostalgic for me because I used to work at Bath & Body Works and I remembered this and I thought I would really love it. But it turns out that now that I'm older, Bath & Body Works perfumes, not to mention the body sprays, really just kind of let me down in terms of performance. And this particular one is definitely too fresh and too floral for me. There's like very, very little sweetness. It's quite crisp. And I just don't really like that. So this is White Cherry Blossom. The next I have here, I did a video recently, and I'll link it down below, of comparing 3 perfumes that smelled very similar, or 3 sets of perfumes that smelled very similar. And one of those was the Britney Spears Sunset Fantasy, which I also compared to La Vie est Belle Intense Mint, and also Givenchy Live Irresistible Delicieux. And I thought they all kind of have that pudding note. Now these 2 are leaving my collection. I believe Intense Mint is as well, actually. And even though I could keep one because it would fill the same need, I actually don't really like the vanilla or raspberry or cherry, depending on which of these you look at, pudding vibe. It's a little bit too saccharine, not the right kind of sweet on me, kind of like tonic, which I don't really enjoy. So yeah, these 3 who are very similar to each other are all going, and that is Britney Spears Sunset Fantasy, Givenchy Live Irresistible Delicieux, the cherry version, and La Vie est Belle Intense Mint, which I was really surprised I was able to let this one go because I smell it in the bottle and like it, but I just don't like smelling like this all day for some reason. Who knows? So those 3 are going. And then I'm keeping a few of my Urban Outfitters perfumes, which I did talk about in a past video, but there are 2 I'm letting go of. One is Whiskey Noir. And the reason for this is part performance and part because you really do get that whiskey vibe, and I just don't really enjoy that. I'm keeping the Chai Épicé, which is rather similar in that it's kind of like a spicy, comforting, sweet perfume, and so letting go of the Whiskey Noir. And I'm also letting go of Melon Dough, which is a watermelon scent, because just the performance is really not there. I just can't abide by that. The next one I have here, which I recently bought actually, is Pepe Jeans London for Her. And this is a tropical perfume, very vacation perfume, but it has this underlying tang to it that just isn't working for me. I just can't get with it. The performance is reasonable, and it gets a lot of great reviews online. People seem to really like it, and it is tropical, but I have other tropical perfumes I like better, so I'm just going to let this one go. And my next video is going to be showing you my actual current collection after this declutter, so you'll see what replaced that. Next, I'm letting go of my 2 full-size MAC Shade Scent perfumes. That's Creme de Nude and Velvet Teddy. And I did post a video about a full Shade Scents review. And the Creme de Nude was something I was considering keeping for a while because it is creamy and delicious. But then the performance doesn't really last on my skin that well. And it's just not really me. It just doesn't smell like me. So I'm letting that one go. And Velvet Teddy, I was very clear I had to let go because it has this bitter anise scent on me along with the tobacco. And I just can't stand it. It's not a love, and it wasn't even really a like. So that is going as well. And then I have here the Kylie Jenner KKW Nude Lips perfume, which from the first sniff I bought it. I shouldn't have bought it. It was a blind buy on Mercari. It was cheap, and I was just excited about the idea of it from the notes. And as soon as I smelled it, I was like, nope, no. Just no. It's not that it's offensive or horrible. There's just absolutely nothing special about it. So I have no qualms whatsoever letting go of that one. Then this is one I actually talked about as being one I think everyone should have in their collection. So I apologize for that. And it is the Net Lepore Beautiful Times. I still think it's a great cotton candy, spun sugar perfume. And I think that a lot of people should have in their collection because it is delicious. But I also in that video compared it to Pink Sugar. And I do think I like Pink Sugar a bit more. It's more toothache sweet, but when it comes down to choosing between the two, I think I would still choose Pink Sugar. So the Net Lepore Beautiful Times, though it is a great perfume, honestly, it really is. I'm letting go of anything that's even potentially extraneous in my collection because obviously I have way too many perfumes than I could ever wear. So I am going to have to let this one go, but it's not because it's bad. And I should say none of these are bad. Absolutely none of these are bad. Do not take offense if you love any of these perfumes. You know how subjective perfume is. And I'm just letting go of the things that I will not reach for regularly because if I'm not going to reach for them, then what are they doing here? Honestly. And I can honestly sell them and use the money to buy something I'll like more. So this next one, I do not like at all. It's easy to get rid of it. It is Elizabeth Arden White Tea Vanilla Orchid. And I tried the original white tea and it was too fresh, crisp linen for me. Way too fresh, not enough sweetness. So I thought the Vanilla Orchid version would be different. It really was not different. So I am letting go of this one. Next, I am letting go of one that I really thought I was going to enjoy, but once it got on my skin for a whole day, the performance was not up to par. And that is Jessica Simpson's Vintage Bloom. And to me, it was kind of like a citrusy floral. It had like a brightness to it. And so in the bottle, I smell it and I really like it. But it actually doesn't have enough sweetness and the performance isn't there. So I'm going to have to let that one go. This next one is also very surprising because it got really great reviews online by a lot of people. And it smells really delicious out of the bottle. But this is all because of performance. I'm letting this one go. And that is Zara's Rich Warm Addictive from the Tobacco Collection. And it's sad because it does smell so good. But if it doesn't perform, if I can't smell it on me within half an hour of spraying it, it doesn't work for me. What's even the point of wearing it? So very sad to let that one go, but that is going to a friend of mine who expressed interest in it. So very happy to pass that one along. And I guess it's still staying in the family. Next, I have Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. And for a while, I was kind of starting to collect the Miss Dior. I have a mini of the Miss Dior Cherie. I got the Eau de Toilette, which I also let go of. And this one, I'm keeping my original Miss Dior, which is in the background here with me, which I'm absolutely keeping. But the Absolutely Blooming, I felt like wasn't as satisfying to me as the original Miss Dior. And it kind of has, when I wore it all day, like when I actually just sat with it for a whole day, the performance is excellent. But what didn't work with this one is it had this dead, decaying, like funeral home scent to me, like decaying flowers. And maybe it's just my skin. But there was nothing uplifting about it, nor that sweet. It was just like an annoying, decaying flower scent that kind of made me sad. Like the scent just evokes some memory or it triggers something for me that is really very melancholy. And so I think as good a reason as any to let this one go. So that's Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. And I'm also parting ways with all three of my Lolita Lempickas that I have. So I have here the Eau de Parfum. This one is the Eau de Désir. And this one is like the citrus version Fleur. Sorry, I think this is the citrus version. And then Fleur de Fondue. And thought I would start collecting the Lolitas because I thought I really loved them because they are so unique with that licorice nuttiness to them. But I really just don't like nutty perfumes. I think that's just what it's come down to. I like the concept of them. I very much want them, but I just don't like them actually on my skin. So I'm letting go of my original Lolita and these two flankers because they all have a very similar dry down that's very nutty and licoricey. And I'm probably just not going to buy any more in the future. I'm not even going to try any more flankers because they just keep letting me down. This next one was a really blind buy fail for me that I talked about in a past video, and it is Lady Gaga's Fame. And I mentioned that it smells differently on my clothes than on my skin. It smells like honey on my skin and tuberose on my clothes, and I just don't really enjoy the experience of either. So yeah, not a love from the very start. That's an easy one to let go. This one's a little bit hard to let go, but it is going to my mom, so that's some consolation. It is Vanilla Musk, and this is a Coty company perfume, and it smells a lot like my Aunt Ruth, who is deceased, unfortunately, and we miss her a lot, and it reminded me of her, so I bought it, but I'm not really wearing it, and I did try to wear it and didn't really love it. It is a little bit old-fashioned, but my mom's going to keep it in her collection, so that is going to help with that. Next I have here Tokyo Milk Honey and the Moon, which reminds me of honey tea, and it does do that really well, and it's a gorgeous honey scent, but honey makes me feel a little nauseous when I wear it in a perfume, which I've learned the hard way. I've tried Elie Saab as well and other honey perfumes, and I just can't do them, so gonna have to let that one go. And this one was my last try at liking a light blue flanker. This is a Dolce & Gabbana light blue. I've tried a few of them, including the original. And this one is Escape to Paneria. It's an eau de toilette. And the performance isn't great, but also it just has that light blue DNA. It doesn't really sweeten up the way I really want it to. I mean, this one gets a little sweeter. It's definitely sweeter and more sunny than the original light blue. But it doesn't quite do it for me. It's not getting there. And the bottle is it's really hard to get the top off of this bottle. Like, I'm not even gonna try. It like hurts me every time. Like, I guess I tried. Yeah, so I just really don't enjoy the scent that much. It's just not a win for me. I think that the light blue is just not a win. And so I'm letting that one go. Here I have another Bath & Body Works one, and it is Fresh Pineapple Eau de Toilette. And this is a delicious perfume. It smells just like fresh pineapple. It is yummy, but it's the performance. I just can't be spraying this on myself all the time, and I really like to have a cloud around me all day. So this one just has to go, and I think I need to let go of this nostalgia with Bath & Body Works because it's not really paying off. This next one surprised me because I smell it out of the bottle all the time and think I love it, but it is Armani's Si Fiori Eau de Parfum. And I love the idea of a sweet floral, but when I put this on, it's still too floral and a little bit soapy. And I do not like soapy. I appreciate a lot of people do like it, and I wish I did. I'm sure that I'll mature up and like it more in the future, but at this point, I just don't really like a soapy perfume, and this just is way too soapy for me. The next one to go is Vera Wang Princess Eau de Toilette. And I bought this out of nostalgia because it used to be my signature scent about 10 years ago, and a good friend of mine helped me pick it out. So I bought it again thinking I'd at least find it comforting or wear it at night or something, but the performance isn't there. The scent is a little bit immature for my current sensibilities for perfumes. So I need to learn my lesson and just not buy perfumes off of nostalgia because they just won't get worn. So Vera Wang Princess is going as pretty as it is for a younger audience. Then Victoria's Secret Wicked. So I bought this because it got amazing reviews online. I tend to not buy Victoria's Secret perfumes because they don't really have the performance or they smell kind of generic. And this one is sweet, and it's definitely a cotton candy cloud, like a pink cotton candy scent. And it is yummy. But I found that after wearing it for a full day, it was just a bit obnoxiously sweet. It lacked any kind of depth or anything really grounding in it. It didn't have much complexity. It was just a sugar bomb. So I just didn't really enjoy it that much after a full day of wear and knew I wouldn't really reach for it much in the future. So Victoria's Secret Wicked is going. Then I have Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. So I did a review of most of the line except for Eau Vive, and I just decided this was my least favorite of them, but I found it for a really good deal on Mercari, so I bought it anyway thinking, well, it's still better than most perfumes and it might be a freshie that I really enjoy. And so I started wearing it, and really it just was too masculine leaning on me. It kind of smells like lime and musk on me, and I couldn't do it. Even for this small little bit that's left, because it was used when I bought it, I still don't see any sense in keeping it because I'm really not going to wear it. So that was kind of sad. Then I hear, this is one I really thought I would love, and it is Amberlicious Cherry by Dua. And it is a fantastic cherry scent, but I think I just don't like cherry. When I wore it for a full day, it was like, oh, that smells like cherry pie. That smells delicious, but it doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like Chrissy Love. It doesn't feel like Chrissy wears cherry perfumes for whatever reason. As much as it smells good as like a candle or an air spray maybe, and on someone else, it's just not me. So I'm gonna have to let this one go. Very sad because it was a little bit expensive. So Dua Amberlicious Cherry is going. Then here I have from the Zara Emotions line with Joe Loves, the Vetiver Pamplemousse, which is a really delicious grapefruit scent. It is very grapefruit, very realistic. If that's what you want, it's everything. But I have a few other freshies I'll show you in my next video with what I'm keeping that I would reach for before I'd reach for this that are also citruses. And so this one just has to go. I think the grapefruit is not my citrus of choice. It's a little bit too intense for me. And this one is a true, realistic grapefruit. So delicious. Someone else is going to really enjoy this one. It's just not me. Second to last here, we have Swiss Arabian Casablanca, which is like a caramel apple, really delicious. The only problem with it is it's really more of a body spray on me. I don't get the performance that I'm wanting. And though it does smell delicious, I think it just belongs to a home where someone can really enjoy it and doesn't really need that like 24-hour performance that I really need in my perfumes. So kind of sad to see this one go. I might decant it first just so I have it around in case I get nostalgic about it. But yeah, this is one I just haven't really been reaching for, and I finally realized why, because of the performance issue. And this is the last full-size bottle. Well, it's a teeny one, but it's a full-size technically, and it is the Philosophy Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere. And I went through a bottle of the soft suede and didn't really love it. I don't like suede notes very much, but I thought this one would be a really big upgrade because it is better than that one in my opinion. But it's, again, the performance. Even when I spray it on myself just to bed, it's still gone within 5 minutes. Like I'm like under the covers, like, is it there? Is it there? And I can't do that anymore. I need my performance, guys. I'm sorry. I've raised the bar on my perfumes and I'm not going back down. So yes, even though there isn't too, I mean, I've used probably a few sprays of it. I don't know who's going to want this like mini size, 15 milliliter bottle, but someone might enjoy this, enjoy trying it anyway. So Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere doesn't fit the bill anymore, and it's gonna have to go, even though it does smell really nice. So those are the full-size bottles leaving my collection, and I have to say it feels really, really good to know that I can put more attention on the perfumes that are gonna be easy reaches for me, no brainers, and that I can just kind of let some things go. 35 perfumes is a lot of extra weight to be hanging around and kind of like looking at and thinking I like, but not sure that I like. So it was an emotional burden that I kind of took for granted. So that feels really good. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for liking the video and subscribing to my channel and just interacting in the comments. All of that means so much to me. I'm really a small boutique perfume review channel, which I love. And it means a lot to me to be part of this really active perfume community. So if you still want to stick around, I'm now going to talk about my travel size and mini sizes that I am decluttering and why I am doing those. So let's jump right in on those. So this should come as no surprise. I'm getting rid of 4 sample sizes of Bath & Body Works Eau de Toilettes. And those are Japanese Cherry Blossom, Warm Vanilla Sugar, Sweet Pea, and Sensual Amber. And I did buy these for the most part to do a review of multiple Bath & Body Works Eau de Toilettes, and they do smell good. Really, they are really nice. It's just the performance that's letting me down. So I'm figuring why not, there's only probably half left in each one, but let's pass it along to someone else who also wants to test them out and have some fun. So yep, those are gonna go on to another loving home. The next one here I'm getting rid of is Zara Amoshi Atelier in Tokyo. And this is a roller ball, and it is an eau de parfum concentration. And this smells really good. It smells realistic, like mochi dessert, but the performance is absolutely abysmal. It's gone within an hour. It's not even worth putting on my skin. So I'm not going to keep something around just because it smells good. I'm just going to buy a candle or something. If they make it in that, that'd be great. Next, I'm getting rid of Valentino Donna Born in Roma. And I thought I really loved this one because when I spray it, like smell it out of the bottle, it does smell good to me. But then when I put it on my skin, it's just a little bit too fruity. And I'm actually not much into fresh fruity perfumes. I like them to have a little more depth to them. And this one, it's yummy. It smells kind of gummy bear-like to me. And it is very sweet, but it's just slightly missing the mark. So I am letting go of Valentino Donna Born in Roma. Another Zara leaf in my collection is Oriental, which I also have in the rollerball. And this is because when I first smell it, I'm excited about it. It has kind of like an ambery scent to it. But on my skin, it goes on full patchouli. So when it dries down, it's just really a patchouli balm. And I'm not super excited about that. It's just not to my taste. So Oriental is going to go to a better home. Then I have here Amo Ferragamo by Salvatore Ferragamo. And this is described by many as like a creamsicle scent. And I would agree. It does smell that. It smells sweet and citrusy. And out of the bottle, it is the right scent for me. But on my skin, it's just performance-wise, it's not really meeting my expectations. And I want to just sell it and get something for it while there's still some left. I don't really want to just sit here and use up a perfume that I don't really love because I have so many I can be using instead. It just makes me kind of sad to just kind of be using up perfumes. So yeah, I was going to see if someone else wants to take a stab at that one. Then I have here Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Floral. And I have the Sensuelle, which I'm keeping. And I just think they smell a little bit too similar. I think that all of the Mon Guerlain flankers so far really just dry down very similarly. And of all of them, I like the Floral the least because I actually don't like really strong floral scents either. So it's just like a lose-lose for me on the Floral. So I'm going to let that one go. And then lastly, for the regular travels, I'm going to do Ralph Lauren Midnight Romance because it's just like a nondescript, not very special, generic perfume. I'm getting like nothing exciting out of this. So yeah, unfortunately, just nothing special isn't going to work for me. And there's so much left in it. Someone else can really enjoy it. So yeah, Midnight Romance is going to go as well. But I will say I love Beyond Romance. I really like that one. Minis are really fun because they do look like the full-size bottles in most cases, and they are just absolutely adorable. The problem is they are most often dabbers, so they're hard to get good cover on your skin with. They're really just for show, in my opinion. So I'm not letting go all my minis, but I am probably going to decant the minis that I do have into spray bottles, to be honest, that I'm going to keep. And then these are the ones I'm going to sell because I tried them on and I don't know, these weren't loves. I thought they were loves, but they turned out not to be. And the first one here I have is Ariana Grande, and this is Ari. And this smells just a bit too shampoo-y for me. It is really sweet and bright and fun. It is really great, but it leans a little bit shampoo-y and fresh, and I don't know. It's just, it didn't really encapsulate me. It didn't feel like it was a me kind of perfume. Like it didn't I usually like perfumes like Tonka and vanilla and some richness in them. It just doesn't have that. So it's almost like a gourmand freshie, if there is such a thing. And it's kind of a miss, kind of not a love. And if it's not a love, it's got to go. Here I have La Vie est Belle. And it looks like it's missing its little extra doodad on the side here. La Vie est Belle is interesting because I respect it, and it does smell good on other people, but it's a little bit too mainstream for me at this point. It just doesn't really excite my imagination, and it doesn't smell epic on me. It's not absolutely amazing. It's kind of just like a designer perfume that is patchouli based and sweet and the same old thing. So I'm letting that go because I just don't find myself reaching for it. I definitely would not buy La Vie est Belle at this point either. I'm also letting go of my two Mon Paris, which are also designer fragrance houses, right? And so this is one is like the intense version, and this is the normal version. And they're very similar, actually. And what bothers me about these is this kind of champagne type feeling. They have this effervescence to them where it just kind of gets on my nerves after a while. They smell kind of overly perfumey, like nondescript perfumey on me, even though they have this fun floral with like raspberry, I think, some fruit in there. It's fun on its head, but then when I put it on, that champagne effect just kind of gets on my nerves. So I've used barely any of these. I think someone else could really enjoy owning these little cute bottles. They are adorable, but they have got to go. Then this one is La Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche. And so this is very nutty, and it doesn't have the cherry like the rest of them do, which is really nice. But the nuttiness, again, just does not work for me. It just isn't something I crave. I don't really like walking around smelling like it. It's beautiful if you love nuttiness. 100% gorgeous perfume, well blended, all that good stuff, even good performance. But the nuttiness is just bad for me. But oh my God, how cute is this bottle? It's so cute. All of them are, of course. And then here I have Burberry Her Intense. And yeah, I've tried this. I've tried the regular Burberry Her, and I get it. People say it's a Baccarat Rouge dupe or inspiration. And it smells good out of the bottle, but it doesn't smell great out of the bottle. There's just like something in there that's just not doing it for me. It's just not me. So yeah, hard to put my finger on that one, but I just really didn't enjoy wearing this one, Burberry Her. And it doesn't say on here which one it is, but I know from the coloring it's like the intense, whatever it's called, version of it. And this one let me down because I've heard such great reviews about it, but it is Manifesto. And this is YSL. I'm pretty sure it's Yves Saint Laurent. And this one has kind of a green note in it that I think most people don't detect, but it has like a green vanilla-ness to it that just, it doesn't have the headiness I want from a vanilla. It's just a little bit too bright of a vanilla. I've also tried the L'Eclat, which also had more green notes, and so that kind of tainted how I viewed this one as well. I picked up more of those green notes after smelling so much of it in the Eclat version, and so now I can't do Manifesto. Even when I put it on my skin, I just get kind of annoyed with that green note, so that's gonna go. And this is one that was sold out for a long time. I think it's actually not available anymore. It is Escada Cherry in the Air. So I thought, oh, I'm testing out cherry perfumes. Turns out I don't really like cherry perfumes, but I didn't know that at the time. And I thought, oh, it's limited edition. I'm finding it cheap on Mercari. Let me give it a try. And this let me down in the same way most Escada perfumes do, in the performance department. And yes, it's a dabber, which doesn't give it much of a chance because, you need to spray these a lot, but they're just body sprays, guys. Let's be honest, Escada perfumes are just like fruity body sprays, and it's just not my thing. And talking about nutty, this is Valentino Donna Aqua, which is the nutty version. And yeah, it's kind of soapy, which is just, really closing the lid on its coffin. It's nutty. It's such a pretty perfume. Like if you're wearing this, you have class. This is a gorgeous perfume. It just doesn't work on me. I just don't like the nuttiness very much. And this one I love. I actually bought a full bottle of, which I'm keeping. And that is the Kate Spade New York Eau de Parfum, which I love, love, love. But I just don't need a mini size. And these dabbers are really bad for travel because like the caps come off so easily. They're not really sealed well. So yeah, there's just no need for me to keep this little mini around. I'm just saying, give it to a new home, someone who wants to try it. And then this is Miss Dior Cherie Eau de Parfum. So that like discontinued Cherie version. I just want to get my nose on it, and this was a great way to do it. It was cheap, it was small, and it's just too floral, too bright. It's something about it. It's just not as good as the Miss Dior EDP that I have behind me here. So it's just gotta go. Don't hate it, just don't love it. And the same goes for this Lancome Miracle. And it's just a little bit generic, really kind of like a bright fruity floral. It's pretty, it's fine. It just doesn't do anything for me. So letting that one go too. And this one I had high hopes for is Azzaro Wanted Girl, because everyone said how sweet and gourmand and delicious it is. And it's just not doing it for me. I think, I'm trying to get this lid open. Yeah, it's like got some florals in it. It's a nice perfume. I can see why people like it. But for me, it's just not a match for my personality for whatever reason. So letting that one go. And then the last two citruses I've talked about in a past video for freshies. And I'm letting them go, not because they're bad, because they are delicious. but because I have other freshies I'll show you in my next video that I just will reach for first. And this is Aqua Allegoria Mandarin Basilic from Guerlain and L'Occitane Verveine Verbena. And you might remember I bought this one because it reminds me of my dad, which is a very good reason, but I just think someone else is really going to enjoy this more, and I just don't think it's going to be my first reach. So these I'm actually kind of reluctantly letting go. I'm kind of like, oh, those are so pretty. And I'm just feeling so free and so liberated to let go of perfumes I just put so much pressure on myself to use and to try to use up when I didn't actually really want to wear them. So feeling free, feeling good, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much for liking and commenting and subscribing and just being here with me. This has been super fun. Trust me, this has been as much for me as for anybody else. It feels really cathartic to do this. So be sure to watch part 2 where I show you my current full collection. So exciting. So thanks for being here, guys. I hope you have a very beautiful day.